Hello, Scorpio. This is going to be your general tarot reading for July 2021. Is it just me, or has the past 2 weeks been really weird? Just in general. Maybe it's just me. I apologize for these coming out so late this month. Things kind of exploded. First, I got a million calls from people over various different states, all needing emergency readings. And then I had my left foot get bit by a fire ant and swelled up 3 times its normal size. And then I was told by my landlords that they're thinking of selling the house that I live in, which means that my daughter and I would have to move and find another place to be. And then yesterday I got an abscessed tooth, but it has gone down since then. At least my teeth aren't hurting today. Yesterday my teeth were hurting a lot. So, not that you really needed to hear all that, but yeah, things have been strange. And I'm not knocking on people needing emergency readings. I can see why. I mean, I didn't think that my life was going to be affected at all by chaos, but all of a sudden a bunch of things all happened at once that kind of threw me for a loop. So this reading is for you if you are a Scorpio rising, Sun, Moon, or Venus. Of course, as always, this reading may or may not resonate for you. Certain parts might resonate strongly, other parts might not. If for some reason it does not resonate, you may want to check out your other placements, signs, readings, see if any of those resonate for you more. All right, and as usual, there is a timestamp down below in the description box that you can click on. It will take you straight to the reading. Otherwise, you can hang out with me here while I pick your cards. For this month, I'm using the Spiral Tarot for your main cards, and for your clarifiers, I'm going to be using the Arthur Rackham Oracle cards, which have proven to be extremely interesting to work with. So we'll see what ends up coming out for you guys for July. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, this is different. Than the other signs readings. Oh, wow. All right. Okay, let me pick your clarifiers. I've decided to do things differently and pick your clarifiers all at once in the beginning, and that way it does not make your reading choppy. And your reading will be more fluid. Let's see. Let me just tell these cards. This is for Scorpio for July 2021. Okay. these cards, the Arthur Rackham Oracle cards, the creator of the deck has an amazing vocabulary. There's words in here I am not familiar with. And I'm the type of person where I actually read the sources. So, okay. Okay, I need to pick one more. Right. I'll definitely have to pick more on that later, but I'm just going to let it be. I'm putting that one back in. I'm going to give this another shuffle. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay. Nice. Yeah. Okay, we'll get to that later. Here we go. Ready? I'm going to try to make sense out of this for you. Okay. Your central experience for July is very dramatic. You have Judgment, Major Arcana, which is partially ruled by your ruler, Pluto. This is a Plutonic card or a Scorpionic card. Not everyone is aware of that. It's a weird card that has a combination of different rulerships in it. There's like Pluto, Mars, and Uranus in Judgment, I believe. But something is coming back from the past that you have to address and let go of once and for all. That's what I'm getting. With it, there is disquiet, sudden disturbance. and conflict, personal disunity. And grace, divinely blessed. That's your saving grace. Your saving grace in the matter. Okay. So what I'm getting here is that something from the past has returned. And this could be a person or a situation, or it could be an old feeling that you used to have, or an old experience that you used to experience. To me, it looks like you are finally going to achieve peace with laying something down once and for all. It's like I'm getting something about an intense experience that you have gone through in your life. This could be something traumatic. It could be something that shook up the path of your life after that. This feels like it comes from a while back. But there are some unresolved things in the matter, and you may have become convinced many times or several times throughout your life that this was over and done, or you were over and done with it and you were at peace with it and you were able to lay it down. But it keeps on wanting to come back, or it keeps on coming back for you at odd moments when you thought you were finally over and done this, and then you realize that perhaps maybe you're not. But it looks like you are gracefully receiving the luck that you need and the fortunate vibrations that you need to finally lay this down and be done with it. This could be an addiction, or it could be trauma from the past that keeps on coming back to you in one form or another, whether it's through bad dreams, nightmares, free-floating anxiety, random things, even conflict with other people too. But it looks like you are allowing something to die or end that needs to, so that you can fully focus your energy on your calling, or what you feel called to do or to be right now in your life. Something about this old stuff is getting in the way from you being able to be truly on your path all the way, even if it's just an emotional experience. So that's a really big deal, and you may become aware that your calling, your true calling, or what you feel called to do, is gracefully, gently luring you into a new realm or a new way of living where old ghosts or old disturbances or conflicts can finally be laid to rest. Or this could be realizing that you need to dance forward in your life, and this may involve having to deal with some kind of a conflict on your way out, or you need to confront something before you can go, if that makes any sense. Whether this is an emotional experience with yourself internally, or whether it's an actual external thing that you have to face or have to deal with or have to come clean about, that would probably cause conflict. You may have been fooling yourself into thinking that you can avoid your path or hold it off much longer. It seems like your guides or your guides are getting impatient with you. Let's put it that way. They want the best for you. Keep that in mind, but they're getting impatient with you. Maybe you've been holding off on something. Or it could be that someone comes back from the past that needs to have a conflict with you, or is in conflict with you over something that went on in the past. And this is a possible chance here for you to lay them at rest, or to gracefully give them tell them what was going on for you at that time. It might help them to understand what they are resentful about, it might be able to bring them some peace. To just hear your perspective of what was happening at that time. Maybe it could be somebody who is wanting an apology, or wants to give you an apology, or wants to lay something at rest because they have realized that it's keeping them from being able to move forward. So, and keeping them from being able to transform, or it's keeping you from being able to transform. You might want to reach out to someone from some kind of blowout or difficult circumstance where it's almost like you're unconsciously asking to be forgiven, or to be given the answers that you didn't get back then so that you can gracefully move on and evolve or transform. There's something about something that has gone on in the past that is holding you back. But you are illuminated to this. This is very obvious to you right now. It makes sense to you right now. It's like there may have been other times in your life where you have asked your guides for an illumination or clarity or understanding about something and you didn't receive it, or you didn't see it. But it seems like the spirits or your guides are answering you more quickly and honestly now, where you're receiving answers almost right away. If you become confused or frightened, or you start giving yourself a hard time, this can be internal conflict, which is why this says personal disunity. This could be disunity that you have with yourself on some deep level, and is very disquieting for you, and it disturbs your peace about yourself. But there's a chance here that your saving grace is that when you ask for illumination, or you ask for an answer on something, it seems as though you receive it like that. And the timing is ripe now for you to transform all the way and lay something at rest once and for all, gracefully, and to be able to gracefully move into the future. So, your challenge. There's the King of Wands, which can be a Leo. This could be a man in your life, or a Leo, or a fire sign, or this can be an aspect of yourself. I'm more getting that it's somebody else, though. And he is with, I don't even know how to pronounce this, exigency, unpleasant but necessary. Unpleasant but necessary. And with machination, I think that's how you pronounce it, unreliable associates. Unreliable associates. Okay. This could be for someone that you work for, like a boss, or this could be someone you work with at work, where you possibly trusted them with some information that they should have kept to themselves, but they were unreliable. And word may have gotten out of control at work over something where you have to deal with the situation head on, and part of you is embarrassed. I feel that you feel embarrassed, or you can't believe you have to do this, or you have to go face someone, or finally be honest about something, or someone is finally being honest with you about something, and it almost makes you, I'm getting a feeling of like rejection or embarrassment, or fear of somebody twisting your motives all around, or twisting you all around to be some kind of a bad person when you are not. You know what? I'm going to pause this and look up this word. I'm going to Google the word and see if I can get a better definition of it than this, because I almost feel like it has something to do with leaving, because exit is in exit. So let me just make sure before I say anything. I'll be right back. Okay, ready? I'm going to read you the definition. It says exigency. I got it right. Exigency. And it's a noun, and it means an urgent demand or need. Women, and the example is women worked long hours when the exigencies of the family economy demanded it. I have no idea what that just said. Synonyms are need, demand, requirement, want, necessity, essential, requisite, urgency, emergency, extremity, crisis, difficulty, or pressure. So, okay, let me X out of here so I can see you or see the screen. Okay. So yeah, good. It doesn't necessarily mean exiting or leaving a situation. It just means that it's an urgent demand or something that needs to be addressed immediately, which is kind of what I already got. So yeah, you need to address this. You may need to stand up and be very honest or direct about something, possibly with a man. Maybe a man in your life, whether it's romantic, business, a friend, whatever, or even a father or a brother, I suppose. You've realized perhaps once upon a time you admired them, or you looked up to them, or they helped you, or were your strong shoulder to cry on, but they have possibly become unreliable. Or there's something about their character that has changed, where they're not the way that they used to be anymore. There's something different now. There's something different about them now. You may need to demand the truth in a matter on something, or to demand to know exactly what's actually going on with them. Or they may have become too demanding on you, or there's something about this that needs to be addressed immediately. And it's a challenge for you. There's something about this that is embarrassing. I'm still getting that. Maybe your pride has been wounded over something, or your self-esteem has been threatened or wounded because of something that perhaps you didn't realize how bad it was, or you didn't realize what you were involved with, or you didn't realize who the person was that you were dealing with. Or something went wrong here. It's like something didn't get manifested the way it should have been, or something, you dropped a ball or somebody else did, but it needs to be dealt with immediately, especially with preserving your reputation or somebody else preserving their reputation. I don't know. I almost feel like for some reason some of you might be being scapegoated, where it's actually somebody else's problem, but they're blaming it on you because it's easy somehow. Or it's a problem that involves all parties and not one particular person. I'm almost getting like a weird thing in here about blame. Someone who has become overly blaming, when actually everybody in the situation has a part to play in whatever went down, or whatever ball got dropped, or whatever thing went wrong. You shouldn't be the person feeling as though it's your fault. It may not have anything to do with fault. It may just be something that has happened. So, okay, that was your challenge. This is what's helping you. All right. What is helping you is the Four of Wands. New stability, a new beginning that has become stable. I'm feeling a sense of excitement with this, that this is new, it's exciting, and you feel like you can actually count on something to stay or to be there. Or this could even be going to a wedding, you guys. This could be going to a wedding of a close friend. It could be you where you may possibly be getting married, but I'm not really getting anything else in here about that. So with it, you have navigation, charting your own course. So this may be, your challenge is things are dramatically changing and there is a new graceful beginning that is entering into your life, but certain conflicts and issues need to be resolved first or need to be dealt with and ended first. But it looks like you have a plan or you have a longing or you know what you want and you're willing to go out after it. You have navigation, charting your own course. You decide where you go. You are leading yourself forward. You are gracefully moving on. And it's very exciting. This could be starting a new business, a new job, moving to a new location, a new home. This could be starting a new relationship or forming a new romantic interest in somebody where you can actually see potential for growth and for stability in it. This can be finally deciding where you want to move to or what you want to be doing in the future. You're starting to feel much more stable, like it's an actual possibility now, or it's not as daunting or as intimidating as perhaps it once was. It seems like you are fully confident about moving forward and you trust the universe that certain steps will be put into place once you start moving in that direction. You have to. This is what's helping you, is to trust in your own abilities of manifestation, and that's something you can create stability right now that is new and exciting and fun. That makes you feel like you're living a new life. You might be going on some kind of a trip, possibly to go to a wedding, or going someplace really beautiful that has a lot of flowers, something like that. Or you might be navigating plans for creating a beautiful garden or some kind of beautiful surroundings with aesthetics, like redecorating something or creating a sacred space where there was just rubble or mess before. Creating art even, but if it is art, it's like three-dimensional physical art, not a canvas or anything like that. It's like a garden or a gazebo or some kind of outdoor art maybe. But it looks like you are not hesitating between these two. You're committed to this process, and that's what's helping you to move forward gracefully. You could fight it, or you could gracefully accept change and realize that just because things are changing doesn't mean that they're not going to be stable or your future isn't stable somehow. So at your root, now this is odd. So you have the Two of Swords. You may not be seeing things clearly as far as what's available to you. You may have limited yourself in your own mind or with your own thinking. Or it's hard for you to believe that things are possible right now. You kind of look like you might be feeling paralyzed or torn on what to do or what to say or what to decide or where to go, or you're feeling limited in your own head. Maybe you've been experiencing brain fog or a confusion of thoughts, or somehow you find yourself in a weird tunnel vision state that you are not used to and is not part of your normal behavior or thought process. You might even be wondering if there might be something medically wrong with you, like something causing the brain fog, because it feels so different from what you're actually used to being like. It's happening more frequently, or you might even be experiencing blanking out, where you just completely blank out. Everyone experiences this from time to time, and that's completely normal, but I'm getting that it's been happening more frequently for you, and you're starting to wonder why, because it's even unusual for you. You know yourself well enough to know when you're not really feeling like yourself. So with this, this is very interesting, you guys. I'm going to try to read this in a way that is politically correct. So you have regrets, winter of the soul. This has something to do with all of this weird past stuff that you are finally dealing with now or laying to rest now, where you need to address it now. It's become urgent at this point in order for you to move forward. Okay, that's it. I have to pause it because of the dog. I'll be right back. Okay, here I am. All right, we were here. Did I show you all of the cards with it? In case I don't think I did. So you remember the Two of Swords. I'm feeling like this is an intense block for you, that like a mental block or an emotion, some kind of a block in your energy field that's making you concerned because it doesn't really feel like you, or something about it is off. Normally you Scorpios are pretty good with transforming and moving beyond certain things and change, but it almost feels like you're being held in place, and every time you try to move forward or transform or go in a graceful new direction, it's like some kind of weird mental block or something gets in the way that stops you from being able to move forward. Part of this might be because of regrets that you have concerning the past that are coming back for you to deal with now. But something about it is hard for you to figure out. This is the hidden transpiring beneath the surface. It's like you sense things, but it's hard to nail down exactly what's really happening here, or where this is coming from, where it's even hidden from yourself. And then this is the first time this has even come out for anybody. You have curse, ill aspect. Curse. Are some of you afraid that you are cursed, or that someone has cursed you, or is psychically attacking you, or you feel like the universe is out to get you, or some kind of energy is out to get you? It's like a curse that you keep on hitting this strange wall. And you can tell that there are certain things hidden about it. I want to remind you, though, that you may not be cursed at all. People unintentionally curse other people all the time. I mean, anytime someone thinks extremely bad thoughts about someone else, if the other person has a part to play in it, or karma entangled in it, they're more susceptible to feeling it. When the other person is not involved in it at all, and someone else is projecting intense negative energy towards them, it bounces right off of them because they themselves feel like they didn't have any part to play in whatever is causing this person to think such hateful thoughts about them. So if you feel that someone is cursing you, is there some kind of regrets or guilt that you have with yourself that could be binding you to that type of an energy? Or have you cursed other people in the past where you got so angry or felt so betrayed and felt so mistreated that you cursed other people, maybe intentionally, but most likely unintentionally? And so you might want to work on retracting that, or work on ending that cycle where you are no longer trapped in anger or fury at someone else, or feelings of being completely betrayed that continues to linger, even though this situation may have happened a long time ago or happened over time in the past. I would suggest that you light a candle, a white candle, and ask for all karma to be dissolved in this situation. If if the person really did deserve being blocked for what they did to you, then karma will take care of it in the best way that karma knows how to do it. That's then between Saturn and them, and you are no longer involved in that. It's like you're releasing the reins of fury up to whatever happens from them then. Maybe you doubt karma, or it's like you're afraid that someone will get away with it and continue to do that, or that they never got called out for it, or they never had any repercussions from their actions, and so it's hard to let it go because you were treated so badly and they just got away with it. But you have to believe that karma will take care of it, and leave it to the universe. Leave it to that own person's problems. You are no longer in that anymore, and so you shouldn't be hanging on to any of that. If you do feel as though you have been either intentionally or unintentionally cursed, like psychically attacked, certain people or a person thinking negative thoughts about you that could interfere with your life, give that up to the universe too and let it bounce right off you. If you do have regrets or some guilt over things that you wished you had done differently, you need to forgive yourself and let it go and give it up to the universe and realize you are not the same person anymore. You've transformed, or you have the ability to transform and learn from the situation. Everybody makes mistakes. So let me see if I can pick a remedy on what you could do to dissolve this block. Or if the block is even in your own head, but buy the book. No place like home. Message in a bottle. Yeah, something to do with family or where you come from, or traditions that you were taught. Maybe some part of you has regrets because you did things completely differently than what you were taught. And there's some unneeded, or maybe you unnecessarily thought negative thoughts about someone who's only human and that did their best. Maybe this is a parent of yours, or someone who raised you that did their best, but they may have made some severe mistakes in how they raised you or how they treated you. And perhaps you have been hanging on to this on some level, emotionally, psychologically, and perhaps you also give yourself a hard time and are self-abusive because you even think those thoughts, negative thoughts about people that you should forgive or let go. I don't know. I just feel like there's unresolved stuff from the past, and you might want to write it down. With message in a bottle, I feel like you've been bottling this up and you haven't actually been able to talk about it with the people that were involved. Or you were taught to bottle up how you thought or how you felt because you feel as though they wouldn't even value it, or they wouldn't even listen anyway, or they just didn't care enough to listen. But you need to get that out. You're bottling something up here that you need to say, whether it's calling the person up and actually talking with them about it, or get it out in one way or another, whether it's through talking to somebody who is not involved at all about this, or going to counseling, or writing it down in a journal, or even writing a book about it. Which might be hard for you because you know those expose things where like someone will live in a tiny town, they experience a bunch of drama, and then they move away and write a book about it, and then everyone who's a local is pissed at them for outing all their personal stuff to the public. Maybe you feel a little bit of guilt over doing that, like you're somehow letting people down by telling the truth. But it's the truth, you guys. I don't know. But you need to get it out. You need to write it, speak it, talk about it. Address it if you can. You may finally just need to come clean, even though it's unpleasant. It's necessary for you to get off your chest with the people actually involved if you can. If you can't do that, to do that in some manner so that you can get it out of yourself, because it has become a block. It's become a block in your being at this point. And it's completely okay to be unconventional. It is okay to not do things according to tradition. If you're more of an untraditional, if you're not a traditional person, don't try to fit some kind of a mold that other people made for you, because you're not able to express yourself the way that you actually are. And anyone who is true family or truly loves you will accept you for who you are, even if they don't understand exactly where you're coming from. So, okay. Did I show these to you? Actually, it was like this. Buy the book. No Place Like Home and Message in a Bottle. You've been bottling something up, possibly about your upbringing or traditions in your family that you were indoctrinated with, or things that were unsaid in a family. This could be a relationship thing too, but I'm getting more that this is from the land that you're from, or the country you're from, or the city or town that you're from, or where your family resides, or something. Maybe you thought that something was what you wanted, but now you're realizing that it's actually unhealthy for you, and now you're stuck in a weird place where you're not really sure what to do or move forward with. But get it out in one way or another. That will help you to become unblocked, where you no longer experience this anymore. So, in the past, you have awakening. You have but slumbered here while these visions did appear. Is that from A Midsummer Night's Dream? I think it is, where they woke up after they were dreaming. It's like they had a weird dream or something. Awakening. And then there is the world. Wow. Awakening the world. I don't know, I feel like you've hit a block with yourself where you're not sure what to do about it. Usually you guys are really resourceful about figuring something out on what needs to be done or transformed or done in order to fix something or make something more functionable or to let something go even. I don't know, I'm getting an intense feeling of frustration here, like you've been asking the world to wake up, or asking humankind to wake up. It's like you need people to be more conscious, or you need people in the world to be more conscious en masse. And you've been racking your brain trying to figure out something that you can actually do, you know, to wake people up to actually what is going on in the world and to reality. I feel like you're disappointed because so many people gloss things over or don't pay attention to what is happening or forget about it almost as quickly as they had realized it. But it's like your moral, I'm getting something about morals in here, like you're disappointed in humankind when it comes to morals, or what's right or wrong, or you need to surround yourself with more conscious people, but you're not sure how to do that depending on where you live. There are different cultures all over the place. It's hard to find the right culture sometimes that you vibe with the most, or that you understand the most on how people think or how people behave, or live their lives, let's put it that way. But I'm getting an extreme frustration and worry about the environment, about water, air, farming, food, how larger forces in humankind are actually polluting and pillaging and selfish and I don't know. I just feel like you're at a crux moment in your life where you need something to change, or you need to see some kind of change in order to feel good about your own future. It's like you're worried about your own future because of things that are going on in the world or in society, or possibly with structures, like actual structures, like infrastructure. You're not sure how long things can last with the way that they are going now. Let me pick a remedy on that one, because that's an awful big thing to be having to deal with. That usually, I mean, you can't control people in the world. You can't control humankind. You can't wake up the world, because everyone has free will. And everyone's in different stages of understanding or awakening even. It's almost like you want people to hurry up with awakening. Let's see. Round and around, to be fair. You know what it is? You're frustrated with the legal system or with supposed justice. You see how politics, the Justice Department, and like government type stuff just goes around and around and around and doesn't actually really go anywhere. It's like a mind twister where it seems like something's going to happen, but then nothing happens. Or you think that justice will happen, and then justice does not happen, and nothing is done about something that is not fair or not just. And you're trying to figure out a solution. If you can't count on the justice system to work, what can you count on to actually correct anything? If there's no higher governing force that is really fair, and it's all not fair, how it's just going to repeat itself over and over and dig itself into a deeper and deeper hole. So it's almost like you're trying to figure out a riddle here, or you're trying to figure out a different solution that you could come up with. Getting something about what is that called? You know how like multiple scientists will all have the same revelation across the world in different locations without knowing each other at the same time because of something called a hive mind. Like all it takes is one or two people to come up with something, and then all of a sudden it pops into everybody's consciousness. I feel like this matters a great deal to you, possibly because you have a stake in our world. Maybe you have children, or you're thinking about future grandchildren, or where things are headed, or even just you care more about nature and animals than you do about people, and you want to make sure that we don't destroy our environment where the animals suffer because of it. You're trying to come up with a solution here. So I wish you all the best with that. And if you can come up with an idea that doesn't exist, we're all connected. So that means that other people will have the same exact idea around the same time, and it has more of a way to spread. So, all right, that was very non-personal right there, but I feel like it's very personal for you. So also keep in mind there are really good people out there, and there are a lot of us out here that feel the exact same way. So you're not the only one if you've been feeling like you're the only one. All right, so your best possible outcome is the Queen of Cups. Take care of yourself emotionally. Take care of yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Nurture yourself. Your feelings matter. And your best possible outcome is to be nurturing here, to nurture yourself and others, and to take more of almost a motherly role or a nurturing role in other people's lives at this time. There might be a prominent woman in your life that needs your support, your emotional support. Or you may be in need of emotional support from others, and it's okay to ask for it. And it's okay to admit that you are not made out of steel, and that you have your vulnerable moments where you deserve to be nurtured and cared for. With this is tranquility disturbed, subversion, tranquility disturbed, in with transmutation, elemental alchemy. Now we're talking. Yeah. As your best possible outcome, I see you getting back into touch with your full-on powers again of transmutation, transformation, change, evolvement, all of those things. You know, the Queen of Cups is very sensitive and emotional. Tranquility is very important to her. As your best possible outcome, you are potentially looking at what disturbs your tranquility or what is making you feel off. Earlier, I had an intense feeling of nausea in the beginning of the reading that I couldn't explain. It could be that somebody here is having stomach issues where, like, you get really nauseous or sick to your stomach. When that happens, it's not just a physical thing, it's an emotional thing. It's because your tranquility is being disturbed. Everybody deserves to have a safe place. This is the Cancer Queen. She rules the home, the early childhood of a person. It rules your mom. It rules you as a mother if you have nurturing qualities to you. It's that safe place we go to, or the safe person we go to cry when we don't feel good, or to allow ourselves to be taken care of by others when we need it. And maybe you have something going on where you feel a lack of emotional support, or you have felt a lack of emotional support, or you have some old trauma from possibly a mother, or your home, you want your home to be tranquil or a place to rest in, but it seems like your home is constantly up in upheaval, or there are things going on in the home that certainly don't make you feel like it's your go-to place when you want to relax or take it easy or heal. There might be something going on in your home, maybe noisy neighbors or people fighting around you, or you don't feel at home where you live or something. That's just one message in here. But with transmutation, it looks like you're able to figure out what to do about this and what to transform or transmute about this situation where you can regain your tranquility and your emotional peace. Maybe that you possibly take a caretaker role for other people, and you've realized recently you overdo it sometimes where you're depleting your own energy in order to take care of others. And do they do the same in return for you? You know, if you have people that go to you for emotional support all the time, are they there for you when you need it? Or are they just energy vampires that you happen to actually love or care for? There's something about this that is disturbing you because you feel it's not fair, or it's not balanced, or it's not equal, or you're not getting that in return, you're just giving it. But that you are transmuting that. You're going to figure out a way to maintain boundaries on who you choose to emotionally support and who you choose not to, and how much of your own energy you spend on other people. And on whom Are you giving your energy to the wrong people and not giving enough of your energy to the right people? And where does that come from? On giving too much of your energy to people who don't deserve it. Where does that come from? You're going pretty deep here, and it looks like you're going to be able to figure it out and transmute it, where you no longer find yourself in that in the future. Or you know what to do. So, I feel like I missed something. That's weird. Wasn't that your best possible outcome? Then where's your future? Let's just say that that's your future. Oh, wait. Did it get mixed up? That's weird. Well, let's just pick a new one for your future. Yeah, something to do with family and a woman in the family or a mother. Or you are like a matriarch or a female powerhouse in your own family. Or you're thinking about, you're realizing that women in your family were too self-effacing or too self-sacrificing, or they didn't pay attention to their own emotional needs enough, or it could be the opposite, where everything was always about them. It was always their feelings, their reactions, their perceptions, and it's almost like I'm getting an overbearing mother that emotionally controlled their children, or was very manipulative with emotional attachments and possibly felt powerless in their own sense of self, which is why they needed to meddle so much with other people. It looks like a woman with a temper, or a woman who has like a very tight grip on the emotional reactions of their children or family members, where it was always an emotional drama. Or it could be the opposite, where they sacrificed their emotions or their own needs for other people, and now you may be realizing that, use this as a metaphor, you guys, this doesn't necessarily have to be the situation, but it's something that I'm getting about this. So you're realizing that family is important, a sense of community or family is very important to you, but you're not willing on sacrificing yourself. You need to be able to pursue what you need for yourself and your own dreams, and you shouldn't feel bad about doing that. And if for some reason you have sacrificed yourself for other people, you're realizing you can't do that anymore. And it's depleted you, where you need to get stronger in what you need for yourself first. And besides, I feel like for someone here, if this is children of yours, and this is like a weird parenting crisis you're going through right now, I'm getting that the children are older now, and so they don't need you emotionally as much as they needed you when they were very young. And this may be sad for you. You may be feeling like your purpose is lost, or you spent all that time nurturing only to have this empty space now, and you're trying to figure out how to fill it with a sense of family. Or maybe this is what a prominent woman in your life is going through, and you wish to support them in the future. Maybe go visit them or have tea with them, or remind them that family is still around and they're not completely alone, or that you still care about them, or encourage them to try new things, try new hobbies, classes, new things, get to know other people in the community more, group stuff. This could even be a family reunion too. But yeah, take it easy on yourself and honor your own feelings in the future. So, you right now are extremely magnetic and have extremely charming properties to you at this time. And you're extremely happy about something, or you're feeling happier than you have. You feel as though you can fully express yourself. And you can attract to yourself what makes you happy at this time. I got something in here about how you've been hitting a block, like an emotional block, a mental block. You've been hitting a block over and over, where I feel like when you were younger or before in the past, you were able to draw things to yourself like that. You know, you need a relationship, boom, there's somebody new you've met that you have feelings for. Did you need to find a new place to live? Boom, the new home came instantly or manifested itself. You were able to manifest so much more in the past, much quicker, with your own personal magnetism than perhaps you've been experiencing. Feels like, I don't know why. That's probably why you even resorted to thinking that perhaps you had a curse on you, is because you were so unfamiliar with that block being there all the time. It's like you've been wondering, where did the magic go? Or where did your magic go? But it looks like you've gotten your magic back because of this. Maybe that block gets removed because of this judgment world, intense transformation you're going through. Something is laid to rest. Wait a minute, that's reminding me of something. Let me see if it's under here. Where is it? You did have a future card that I didn't get to. It's got to be in here somewhere, unless the cat knocked it over. Where is it? Here it is. Found it. And this was with this. Yeah, it looks like you end it. You end the block. Whatever's been blocking you, it ends. The block ends. Or you're done. You're finally able to lay something at rest once and for all. There's ending. Our journey's over and done. This could possibly be the ending of a relationship. You did have a difficult energy going on with the King of Wands earlier as your challenge. Something is finally done, you guys. And this is good news indeed. It means whatever has been blocking you to the point where you were afraid you were cursed, it seems like you have renewal and you're able to embrace your mercurial soul again, with being able to call into existence what you need or want through your own mind or your own words, which you used to possess in abundance, but for whatever reasons it hasn't been there or it's been blocked. And it looks as though whatever has been causing the block to occur finally is done and over. And you are able to retrieve your magic again and be able to manifest what you wish. Or to manifest, period. You're finally able to use your magnetism or the law of attraction and belief in your own abilities with being able to utilize the power of your mind or your words to call into being, or your intentions to call into being what you actually want or would make you happy, which is extremely good news indeed. You are no longer blocked. And you have magnetism for a reason. It's because you have a huge heart and you care a great deal. And it's like you have a giant magnet in your heart all of a sudden. I feel like you've been released from something, or you've released something from yourself finally, all the way. Okay, so in your surroundings, Are you thinking of moving, or are you thinking of traveling or doing something completely different from what you've been doing? You have the Two of Wands with discovery, new horizons. That's pretty self-explanatory, you guys. I don't really necessarily have to even really say very much more about this. It looks like you have your eyes on the horizon, and you're thinking of possibly changing what you surround yourself with to a completely different surroundings. Might be thinking of traveling or exploring or finding some kind of a new situation. Something about your surroundings is opening up where you realize you do have potentials and possibilities and things you could do. And your, let's see, yeah, your hope. Yep, here it is right here. This is your court card, the King of Cups, which reminds me a great deal of magnetism. You guys are very magnetic, which is why I can see why it's been so hard having a block with your magnetism, is you're so used to magnetizing to yourself or creating what you truly long for or desire. You guys rule that saying, I desire, or I pull things to myself. But it looks like you've got your magic back. Influence, stirring up the spirits, and the King of Cups. You're back on track again with being able to manifest or magnetize to yourself what you truly long for or wish for. It's like you were ignored before, or you felt ignored, where yeah, you had some kind of a creative block, but it looks like it has become fully unblocked, and you are stirring up some magnetic desires and experiences for your future that are on the horizon. Or this is your hope, is that you will get all of your power back. And here we go. Here's drama right here. Your general outcome. You have a male significator here. If you're a man, then this might be you. If you are a woman, this is probably a prominent man in your life. The picture of him looks very similar to the King of Wands. It's like the King of Wands looks kind of upset or angry or blaming here to me. I think that this is Thor in Norse mythology, because he's holding a hammer. Or an axe, I think it's a hammer. But he doesn't, I don't know, he looks angry to me, or upset. With it is the Tower. This looks like a blowout to me, you guys. And then there is forbidden fruit, mind your own business. Somebody here needs privacy. Somebody here feels as though their privacy has been violated, or somebody has been caught doing something that they're not supposed to do, or meddling in someone else's business. There is mind your own business underneath here. Forbidden fruit, mind your own business. I'm just going to say it, and we're going to put it in both ways or directions. It could be that this male significator has been meddling in your affairs or looking overly too much into your privacy, it has been too nosy. See that guy with the super long nose? Someone has been way too nosy. It might be that this King of Wands or male significator has become way too controlling or nosy into your private affairs. And you may put down a boundary and say, you can't do that. You can't meddle in my privacy like that. And that might cause this person to lose their temper and for there to be some kind of a massive argument or fight or a crumbling of something because of this. Or this could be you. You could have been very nosy and looked into someone else's private business and perhaps uncovered some things that you're not happy with. But this person is extremely upset now because you meddled in their business or you were looking into their private business. Or it could be that you are extremely angry because you looked into something only to discover that there are some forbidden things going on. But, I mean, is it your business or not? Or is it their business or not, really? Maybe you need someone to get out of your business. And there is a potential for things to blow up here, which doesn't look good to me. It looks like a bunch of chaos and craziness. But you did have exigency, unpleasant but necessary. And see how she looks embarrassed? I don't know. To me, she looks embarrassed, or she looks slightly humiliated, or lowered or humbled in some kind of a situation, possibly that she has to deal with immediately, or has become a crisis at this point, or she needs to address it. Maybe you were looking into somebody's private stuff out of curiosity, or you sensed something was hidden. The hidden came up earlier too. You might have sensed that something was hidden and it didn't feel right, and so you looked into it and you discovered possibly some things that anger you or also make you feel humiliated. Or someone may have looked into your own private affairs, like the old example of somebody reading your diary or looking into your computer or whatever, and discovers some things that were private, and then they get extremely angry about it, and now you feel humiliated and embarrassed because they've become aware of something that was really none of their business to begin with. But still, now you have to admit to it, or, it's created an issue. Is this really something that you want to last in the first place anyway? If this comes crumbling down and there's total chaos or crisis caused by some kind of somebody not minding their own business, or people find out, or a person finds out, or you find out about certain things, blah, 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 and it causes a whole bunch of chaos. Is that really, you should be glad that they find those things out, or that you do, because then that initiates the actual crumbling of something that was meant to crumble in the first place, and obviously is not a sound structure to begin with. It's better, it would be much better if it could be dealt with in a more fair manner or a more calm manner, but even though it may end up causing a whole bunch of issues or chaos, it's probably for the best that it's crumbling and not working. This is why you have new horizons. Get out before it crumbles, if you can. Get out before it crumbles. Start planning now, or thinking up what you're going to do next now before it gets that bad. But keep in mind, you've got your power back. You've got your power back. You can magnetize to yourself anything that you truly need for yourself right now, and you don't have to worry about being powerless. So, all right, you guys, maybe I'll pick one last little message and see what comes out for you. Give me something for them to hope for or look forward to, please, or something to focus on that can help them to feel better with all of these changes that are happening, or things that they have to face. It's time to go. Whatever is falling apart is meant to fall apart so that you can be somewhere else or go somewhere else that is much, much, much better for you. Some kind of a cycle, it's time for you to leave it. Okay. All right. Take care, you guys. I wish you all the best. Bye. Raven says goodbye too. Okay.